Swamitam, Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Vande, Chaitanya Saritam, Sri Nadananda Vande, Sri Radhika Charanatra, Govijan Swaita Pranavana Manoharam, Sri Gauranga Nityananda Shirvaitan Sandra, Gadara Swasti Gaur Bhaktarin, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, this Kartik class of 2024, we're discussing Krishna KARNAMRITA and the wonderful commentaries of Sri Ananta Babaji Maharaj. We're on verse number 3, which Babaji Maharaj is Krishna KARNAMRITA by Bilamanga Thakur. And Babaji Maharaj, he calls this, titles this verse, Entry into Transcendental Leelas. So basically the verse is about Radharani and Krishna and their beauty. So Transcendental Leelas are centered around Radha and Krishna. So let's hear the verse. Wait 1 second, I just want to try some recording of it. Okay. So let's hear the Sanskrit. This is loud now? Do you hear it? Okay. Chaturyaika Nidan Asima Chapala Panga Chata Lavanya Amrita Kataksha Adritam Kalindi Pulina Angana Pranayanam Kam Avatara Balam Ilamani Vayam Madhurima Surajam Aradnuma. Translation. Krishna's extremely mischievous sidelong glances dart like brilliant rays that slow down the graceful movements of the beautiful damsels of Vrindavan. Krishna's glances play in the in the waves of nectarine lavanya. Krishna is adored by the glances of Radharani. The bank of the Kalindi Yamuna is Krishna's most favorite sporting place. Krishna is the source of all the avatars of the love Devata. He's the Kama avatar. And Krishna is the empire of all sweetness. Madhurima Swarajam. We worship that blue complexion Kishore. Nilamani Vayam. So that's the verse. It's basically emphasizing Krishna's beauty and seductiveness and how Radharani is looking at him with love and affection. So that's the basic idea. The basic idea of the verse is to establish the Vivav Prem Vishai Krishna and the Premashrai Radharani. And the place of the Leelas is called Udipan, Vivav Udipan. Alaman Udipan is the Kalindi, the banks of the Yamuna Pulina. And Krishna, he's glorified as the empire of sweetness. He's sweet, sweet, sweet. Of course, there's many verses in Krishna Mahanidhi where Bilamanga Thakur always glorifies the sweetness of Krishna. So we're only hoping and praying for the day where we'll experience the sweetness. Each of us in our own individual way experiences the sweetness of Krishna. In his name, in his form in meditation, or form in puja, or form in temples, we have darshan, and reading about his qualities, and remembering Krishna's leelas, and reading about Krishna's leelas, we experience the sweetness of Krishna. It says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavata Madhurya Sar, the essence of Bhagavan is sweetness. Madhurya Sar, the essence of Bhagavan is sweetness. So that's what keeps us going, is the taste and experience of Krishna's sweetness. So he explains, Ananta Babaji explains in the purport, it's a little mysterious word that Bilbamanga Thakur Leela Shuk uses to glorify Krishna. He says, Kamavatar Bala. Bala means strength, but Bala usually means a young boy, a child. And Krishna's Balya Leela. Krishna's Balya Leela is in Gokul. That's from the age of 1 to 3. But he's stealing yogurt and butter, all those pastimes. He's called Kamavatar. It seems like a contradiction. A Kamavatar means he's the avatar of lust or love, actually. And he's a little kid. So, little kids don't know anything about lust or intimate dealings with and amorous love. So to explain this phenomenon, why this word Balam is there, Ananta gives the following commentary. He says, in this verse, Bilbamanga Thakur is thinking of himself as a Sakhi of Radharani, and he or she is expressing her wish to another Sakhi. She's saying, O Sakhi, we shall worship Kishore Krishna, which means we will offer Krishna a tumble, we will fan him. Here the word Balam actually, although the word is Balam, it means Kishore. Kishore means Krishna when he's a teenager, when he's 15 years old. 9 months, 7.5 days, as this is described. So Krishna is eternally Kishore Krishna, but sometimes he's described as Balya Krishna. So he's saying he performed rasa dance with Radha and other gopis. He roused the essence of Ras to his heart's content. Thus he's enriched with Kaishore. In other words, to rouse Ras and Radharani, you have to be a youth. Ananta says, if we translate Balam as being a child, it will be inconsistent. So whenever Bilbamanga Thakur in the Krishna KARNAMRITA uses words like Shishu or Bala, they don't mean child, they mean Kishore only. They mean Krishna as a young teenage boy. In line 4 of the verse, it describes Neela. And Krishna, Neela means sapphire, blue sapphire, because Krishna's blue complexion. And also this color blue, Rupa Goswami explains in Ujjavala everywhere it's explained. The different rasas have different colors, which we explained the other day. So what ras is colored sham blue? Yeah, Shringar Ras. The erotic love of Radha and Krishna emanates the color of blue. So what is the color of Mahabhav? Mahabhav is golden. The Radharani is Mahabhav Swarupini. Her Srupa Mahabhav is Taptakasha Gorangi, golden, molten gold, 1,000 times. So Krishna is blue because he's personification of Shringarati. That part is mentioned. He quotes the verse, Ananta Babaji Maharaj quotes the verse for Gita Govinda. Vishakasaki said, Churarani, O Radharani, Krishna, who is charmed by the gopis, is always engrossed and always absorbed in performing Leela because he is Shringar Ras personified. Gopal Goswami describes Neelam. The word Neelam means that Krishna's body is blossoming blue like a blue lotus flower. The gopis are actually saying, because of Krishna's beauty alone, we have become his maidservants. So beauty conquers. Beauty conquers everyone everywhere. So the gopis get conquered by Krishna's beauty, and Krishna gets conquered by Radharani's beauty. Her beauty is her love, which is personified by her seva, which Radharani is more expert than any other devotee of Krishna in serving and pleasing Krishna in unlimited ways. That's why Radharani's 25th quality is what?
Krishna.
Prem Vasi Bhut, which means what?
She brings Krishna under control by her love.
It works everywhere. Radharani controls Krishna by her love. Ask any guy what's going on. If he has a lover, he'll say, I'm under control. So you may think you're a controller, but the love of your beloved controls you. So then he talks about Kalindi, the Yamuna. The banks of the Yamuna are a great dance floor for the Rasa dance. So therefore, Yamuna Pulin, the banks of the Yamuna, are very dear to Krishna. This is a short verse, but all these verses have 7-page commentary. Ananta says very extensive commentary. Just to explain the glories of Krishna from every kind of angle. Each word for word and minutely describes, glorifies Krishna. So it's very relishable. Hear the glories of Krishna from different angles. So we have to imagine how Radharani likes this Krishna KARNAMRITA so much. This is the subject matter. Krishna KARNAMRITA is what the gopis speak to Radharani. There's a principle in Rasa Tattva called Rasodgar. Udgar means to churn, to remind Radharani of pastimes of Krishna, to remind Radharani of Krishna's beauty, of his qualities, of his pastimes. And you read in Krishna Madanamrita, Govinda Lilamrita, different Sakhis come forward, like Madarika and different Chandan Kala, different Sakhis meet Radharani and start telling the news. Like when we meet people here in this world, we always say, what's the news? We came from London, what's the news? Oh, this, that, oh. Who did what did who? Who did what did who? So we want to know the news. So Radharani only has one channel, news channel, KRISHNA. She wants to hear about Krishna. So this is why when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was searching, what is this Radha's Mahabhav? What is the sweetness of Radha's Mahabhav? What is the happiness she feels when she serves me? And he found this book, Krishna KARNAMRITA, in South India. He went crazy. He immediately got a copy made of it and took it to Puri and had Ramananda Roy and Sri Radhe read it to him every night. Every night he was reading and relishing this book. Because he was trying, this book is so pleasing and satisfying to Radharani. It's described by Sant Tulsidas in Ramcharitamanus. Whenever Ramayana is spoken, Hanuman comes and sits there. Because he likes to hear the glories of Ram. So whenever the glories of Krishna are spoken, who comes? Radharani. We can hope so. She's over there. Okay, that's good. I'm glad you're seeing her. So we have to think how, when we hear these verses in this description, we're like falling asleep because we're not so advanced in devotional love and attachment to Krishna. But we have to think how much pleasure Radharani is getting from this. And this, because I had this book for years, many years it came out. I don't know, 15 years ago. I don't know when it was published. says it's Bengali year 522. What year is it now? I think it's 535 or something. 537. So it's about 10, 12 years ago. This book's been out for about 12 years in English. And I read it a few times, but I never got serious about it. But then I understood that my Shiksha Guru in Raghunath Bhakti for the last 35 years, he gave classes in the Ananta Babaji Maharaj gave classes in Karti to all the Radha Bhaktas from India and around the world on this book for several years. So these commentaries are transcriptions of the recordings of his classes in Bengali, translated in English. So this book is very important for Radha Bhakti because the Guru for the whole world, the modern contemporary world, the most famous Guru preaching Radha Bhakti and Manjari Bhava Upasana is Ananta Babaji, and he spent several years preaching or describing the secrets of this book. So therefore, it should be not neglected, like some people sitting in front of me, in between two other people. So this is about Krishna. I don't want to read about Radharani. They're a little bit need some adjustment. And who is a bigger bhakta of Radharani than Sri Ananta Babaji? He spent a lot of time researching and collecting all these commentaries and speaking on them in Karti. So out of respect to him, I was trying to share his commentaries. I respect and out of anugatya, out of trying to follow in his footsteps. So I beg everyone to pay attention and to try to understand how much this book gives pleasure to Radharani, so it should give pleasure to us also. Because manjaris are made of Radharani's pleasure. If Radharani is happy, if she likes something, the manjaris are happy they like something. We have a separate agenda or a separate, what you like separately, independent of Radharani. How are you a manjari? How are you a maid servant? Maid servants are one with the Bhav and heart of Radharani. Bhav Sarapya. So Radharani loves this book. Radharani hears the content of this book every night from her Sakhi. So that's just a wake-up call. I wake up, sadhakas. This is nectar. So let's try to appreciate what the example and the teaching that Ananta Babaji is giving us. So he says, next commentary is about, on the words from line 2. It says, Kateksha Adritam. Kateksha means sidelong glance, and Adrita means respectful. Respectful type of glance. So he explains that. He takes it from, although it's about, well, let's see how you describe it. Yeah. It says, Kateksha Adritam. Krishna is adored by the glance and sidelong glance of Radharani. So adoring means worship. Krishna's worship. Radharani worships Krishna with her glances. So the subheading here is, what is Radharani's glance like? So let's hear. Radharani is very shy. And when she meets Krishna, she shows she's adverse to him or not interested in him. Although she's extremely anxious to look at Krishna. Due to shyness and unfavorable feelings, what's the Sanskrit for that? Vamya bhav, unfavorable, contrary mood. Radharani can't look at Krishna directly. Like Radharani, when Radha and Krishna are in Kunja Leela, very intimate setting. Radharani closed her eyes, and Krishna wants to see her eyes open at that time. So his eyes are open, Radharani's eyes are closed. And they're very intimately entangled with each other's arms in the flower bed. Then sometimes Radharani takes the aggressive role. It's called, what's it called? Viparita vilas. Viparita. Viparita means upside down. So at that time, Radharani wants to, she doesn't want to open her eyes, but she wants to open her eyes. But she wants to see if Krishna's eyes are open or closed. So she opens her eyes a little bit, and she sees Krishna's eyes are open, and she closes her eyes are open. It's a very sweet moment to meditate on. This is Govinda. She knows that Krishna's really enjoying her seva, her love. So she wants to see. She goes, when I'm lying down, my eyes are closed. But I really like to open to see if Krishna's looking too shy. But I know Krishna's not shy. I want to see if he's looking at me. No, so she opens her eyes a little bit, and his eyes are always like, because Krishna is not shy. That's one thing he's not. So this is about the Radharani's glance. Adrita means adoring, worshipful, honoring glance. What else it says? She cannot look at Krishna directly. Radharani keeps her face lowered, so she casts sidelong glance, not directly. They sort of look like this. Oh, they're really looking that way. Their face is looking that way. Their eyes are looking that way. Like you see somebody you don't like, enters the room. So you want to keep your eye on them, but you don't want it to be obvious. Right? What are they doing? Where are they going? You see your husband has gone out to go to the bathroom. And you see his old girlfriend come in. What's going on here? Anyway, this human nature. We're already shy, so. So now he goes on to say, Radharani's glance, sidelong glance, is so attractive and endearing. Shyamsundar is worshipped by Radharani's sidelong glance. This such a glance is the supreme element in the service of Krishna. The glance of Radharani is full of ras. It conveys deep bhava, everything that nourishes Sringar. So, when people look like from the corner of their eye, it's really attractive. If they look at you straight, like, it's kind of boring. They look like, it's really, very captivating. So Krishna is being captivated. It says in Madhya chapter 14, verse 174. Radha's sidelong glance is so full of feelings that it gives 1,000,000 times more pleasure to Krishna than actual lovemaking. So a sidelong glance to Radharani pleases Krishna more than a million, a million, you figure it out. million times love baby. So that's the glass. It's just to give some idea. So now he talks about the Trastic aspect. You see that? It's going okay. It's okay. So now that's why he talks about the Tattva. He quotes Gopal Upanishad. Tasyatya Prakriti Radhika Nitya Nirgun Yasya Amshe Lakshmi Durgadika Shaktya. Sri Radha is the root potency of Swayam Bhagavan. She's the most Shakti, the root potency. Radharani is eternal and beyond the modes of nature, Nirgun, Nitya Nirgun. Lakshmi, Durga, etc. are all portions and expansions of Radharani. As Krishna is Sarva Karna Karnam, which Brahma says in Brahma Samhita, Radharani is the source of all the Shaktis. She is the supreme Adya Shakti, Radharani. Now he quotes Gautamiya Tantra. Radharani is the Paradevata and source of all Lakshmis. She is absorbed in Krishna. Well, this verse is quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is Gautamiya Tantra, but it's not cited here. It says Krishna Maya is a Devi something, Maya Prokta. This verse, you know that verse? Devi Maya. Anyway, Radharani is the source. She's Krishna Maya. Krishna Maya Devi Prokta.
Devi Krishna Mayi Radha.
See, you look it up.
Radha Sahasrama first one.
It's quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's in Adi Leela, chapter 4. In love, Radharani is absorbed in Krishna. In opulence, she's more opulent than Lakshmi. And she's the supreme enchantress. Devi Maya. Yeah, that's it. Oh. Excuse me, it's Madhyalila, I made a mistake. Sanatana Shiksha, Madhyalila, chapter, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhyalila, chapter 23, verse 68. Devi Krishna Mayi Prokta Radhika Paradevata Sarva Lakshmi Mayi Sarva Kanti Samohini Para. That verse is from Gautamiya Tantra, thank you. His English is quoted here. Radharani is the source of all Lakshmis. She is the supreme potency. She is absorbed in the love of Krishna. And she is more opulent than all Lakshmis. She's always fulgent. She's a Sarvamohini. She's an enchantress, a supreme enchantress. Okay. So Radharani, with her sweet glance, she's welcoming Krishna most adoringly. So, although she's shy and she shows contrary mood, she's looking at Krishna from the corners of her eyes. With the corner of her eyeglass, her kataksha, she's honoring Krishna and her eyes are smiling. So Krishna, although her mouth is saying, I want to go home, her heart is saying, I want to stay here. And her posture, she's kind of ignoring Krishna with her body, but her eyes are saying, I love you, Krishna, please embrace me. This is Radha Kripa Kataksha. In line 2, it talks about Lavanya Amrita. Lavanyamrita, that Krishna describes Krishna's glance. Krishna's glance is playing in nectar waves of Lavanya. What is Lavanya? Lavanya is defined as a radiance or a effulgence that comes from a pearl. It's a effulgence. Like when someone is in love, they have a effulgent skin color that has some radiance, or they're very healthy also. If they're very healthy, they have radiance. Youth, health, and love create a shine in his face. That's called Lavanya. So Krishna KARNAMRITA Bilvangal Thakur is having darshan. He's having smrti of Krishna. And he's seeing this, the Lavanyamrita. One side he's seeing Krishna, one side he's seeing Radharani. He's having darshan. Because all these verses are written from the viewpoint of love. Yes, he said prema. His prema, Bilvangal Thakur's prema is writing these verses. So at Prem Dristi, he's writing Prem Likana, lines of Prem. So first he sees that Krishna is glancing around with nectar, loving nectar coming from his eyes. And Radharani responds to that shyly, looking through the corners of her eyes, by worshiping Krishna. That's very tender, loving, sweet, innocent exchange. So all that whole exchange, those exchange of glances, is being experienced directly by Bilvangal Thakur. So we're supposed to experience it also by reading this, hearing the explanation, and trying to meditate and see this through our meditation. So Krishna's heart is excited with loving ecstasy of meeting Radharani, and all that lavanya, all that radiance of love, the nectar of love and acceptance and excitement is coming out of his eyes. He's looking straight at Radharani. Radharani said, wow. Can't take it. So she looks out. She shows a contrary mood by turning her head, but Krishna's looking. She's showing Bhamyabha posture of Bhamyabha, but her eyes are communicating from the corner a different message. Corner eyes are full of love and full of worship, adoring. So much so it's millions of times more pleasurable than being in Rati Keli in the flower bed. So Ananta's describing Krishna's glance now. Lavanyamrita. Krishna's eyes are extremely thirsty. How do your eyes become thirsty? Your tongue and mouth, throat gets thirsty. His eyes are thirsty to drink the nectar ocean of Radharani's face. Radharani is so beautiful that Krishna can't look at any other gopi. He stares at Radharani's moon-like face like a thirsty chakora with parched eyes. Sometimes Krishna calls Radharani Chandramukhi. That's not good. Because he sees her face looking so radiant and so beautiful, like a full moon. And the full moon gives nourishment to a bird called Chakora. So when he sees that, Krishna's eyes become thirsty, like a thirsty Chakora drinking the full moon rays. So he makes a mistake. He says, no, Chandramukhi. Chandra. Krishna thinks it's a beautiful name, but it's a big mistake. It's called putting your foot in your mouth. You made a mistake. So he thinks it's really a cool name, a really nice glorification of Radharani. And she feels like, so it's funny, language is hard. Sometimes you say something, it goes the other way. So when Krishna calls Radharani Chandramukhi, what happens? Hello? What happened? She is angry. She goes into Madan. Does no more silent events, no more glances, no more anything. She shuts down all programs. Puts everything on hibernation mode. Krishna engaged in rasa dance only to enjoy the sweetness of Radharani. Although Krishna has collected millions of gopis in rasa dance, only to bring variety to that relish. That's interesting how that works. You really care about Radharani, but anybody all these other gopis love. Because it's a party, so party means a lot of people. So Chaitanya Charitamrita explains that Krishna wanted to expand the rasa Lila with Radharani, so he called all the other gopis to act as ingredients of the ras. Because the gopis play instruments, they do different sevas, they also dance with Radharani, they also dance with Krishna. So everyone enjoys. Mahanidhi Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 4, verse 178. Radharani is Krishna's beloved prayasi and the treasure of his life. Without Radharani, all the other gopis cannot give him any pleasure. Mahaprabhu, when he met Ramananda Roy, he asked Ramananda Roy to describe the glories of Radha's prema. That discussion is here from Madhya chapter 8, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Mahaprabhu told Ramananda Roy, who's Ramananda Roy? The Shaka Saki. He said, I'm so happy, please tell me more. Your voice sounds so nice. Nectar is flowing from your lips. So then Ramananda Roy said, Krishna stealthily took Radharani away from the rasa dance because he was afraid of the other gopis. So this section, Lord Chaitanya speaking. He says, this doesn't sound like a sign of deep love. Tell me, why did Krishna do this? Lord Chaitanya goes on. If Krishna openly rejects the other gopis in favor of Radharani, then they would prove that Krishna genuinely loves only Radharani. Radharani, so what's the answer to me? Radharani said, please hear the glories of love. Radharani's love is incomparable to all creation. Shri Jagati Nai Radha Prema Upama. In the three worlds, Purvavasva, Radharani's prema is incomparable. Govikanya Ras, Nritya Mandali Chadiya, Rajchai Bane, Fire Bilab Korea. That's why Krishna left Rasa dance with the gopis and wandered in the forest crying out for Radharani. Maharaj said, during Rasa Leela, Krishna danced with millions of gopis by assuming millions of forms. But in one form, Krishna always stays with Radharani. So acharyas comment on the Rasa dance. They say, Swayam Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the original form of Krishna, always stays with Radharani. And his Vaibhav, or Prakash Rup, the standard form, dances with other gopis. So the original form of Krishna never leaves Radharani. Just like the gopis are expansions of Radharani, then the Krishnas that dance with those gopis are expansions of the original Krishna. Swayam Bhagavan. That's what they say. Now this is some more discussion. Sadhana Prema Degi Sarvacha Samata Radha Kutio Preme Hoila Bhamata. When Radharani saw that Govinda was treating the other gopis the same as her, her love became crooked and she showed an unfavorable mood. Kutio means crooked. You heard of Kutio?
Sister-in-law.
Who's Kutio?
Sister-in-law of Radharani.
Huh?
Sister-in-law of Radharani.
That's a nice way to say it. Sister-in-law Radharani. Kutio is Abhimanyu's brother. She has kinky, wavy hair. Like a wire brush. So it's called Kutio. She's called Kutio like that. So Radharani's love became crooked because it said in Chaitanya Chaitanya, the movements of prema are like a snake. They'll go straight. You think you're going straight, all of a sudden it goes, ooh. So a guy drunk and driving. He's driving down the motorway, and they start going. So sometimes your love is going smooth and steady and straight. So like, oh. So this is called Kutio. Radha Kutio Prema Vamata. She showed contrary mood to Krishna. Why?
During this interaction.
No, why did she show it? What did I say?
Radha Prema.
What did I describe? Context. It's Rasa dance. The Krishna dance to all gopis. He's showing more attention to them than me. Right. She showed contrary mood, Bhava to Bhava, and it became moved away from Krishna. True. He goes that way, she goes that way. He turns to the right, she turns to the left. Well, you can't dance. Kroda Kori Rasachari Gila Man Kori Tai Na Dikia Vyakul Oila Srihari. Vyakul means trembling, tense. It's translated tense. Radharani was angry, crowed, as she left the Ras in a huff. We say, slam the door. My girlfriend left the apartment, slammed the door, boom. Radharani got angry and left the rasa dance and hum. Sri Hari didn't see Radharani. He got tense. The translator is Bengali professor, very smart devotee. That's very, not very good language. It's colloquial, modern language. Krishna got tense. Could have used a better word. Yakul means disturbed, agitated, upset. I'm really tense. Well, chill out, Krishna. Krishna, just chill. If you say tense, they have to say chill. Krishna went to the Yamuna and drank some fruity beverage to chill out. He went to drink some Kadambari wine to chill. Yeah, when your lover rejects, you go to the pub. Shatakoti Govite Naikang Nirapapan Ihate Aramani Shirarikar Gun. Millions of gopis can't satisfy Krishna's desire in the absence of Radharani. Thus it is obvious that Krishna's qualities are Anumani, immense. Ananta Babaji makes a very funny comment here. He said Krishna's felt desire to sport exclusively with Radharani. He had a problem. I don't know if this is his commentary or the translator's commentary. Because there's some question about that. Krishna had a problem. He was facing millions of gopis. But because Krishna is very cunning, he dug them out of. He's very cunning. He signaled to Radharani with crooked looks darting from his naughty eyes. Only Radharani could understand Krishna's cunning eye glances, not any other gopi. The way Radharani and Krishna left the rasa dance is the limit of Krishna's craftiness. Through his eyes, Krishna silently sends the message of his heart. This is really amazing. This is more discussion about Radharani's sidelong glances, which are mentioned in line number 2. The sidelong glance of Radharani completely stupefies Krishna. It renders him entirely incapable of performing pastime. He becomes stunned by the glance. Now, an interesting phrase, the Gopal will talk about, what time is it? I had therapy at 5 o'clock. 3:50. Interesting phrase that Leela Shuk, Gopal will talk about, used in verse number 3. He says, Krishna is a calm avatar. So Ananta Swamiji Maharaj feels that this needs some explanation, because the calm avatar is the avatar of lust, but when the word calm is used to describe Krishna or the gopis, it always means prema, it means love. So he makes that point. Because in Tantra and In some shastras, it describes the love of the gopis as calm, because it's so fixed on Krishna and so exclusively dedicated and attached to Krishna that it appears outside like calm. It appears like this lust, but it's actually pure love. Because lust means only selfishness, considering my own happiness. The gopis, so someone who is full of calm is mad with desire to satisfy themselves. So the gopis are mad with desire not to satisfy themselves, to satisfy Krishna. So therefore their actual praying is called calm, because it's so intensely attached to Krishna's happiness. The gopis are described, they don't even remember who their self is. They become self-forgetful. Generally we have the term selfish or selfless. Selfish means you become the controller. You become Isha. You become Ish. Ish means controller, boss, enjoyer. Self-ish. Ish, self-ish. Myself. I think me. I, me, and mine. I am the enjoyer, I am the center, I am the doer, I am the controller. But sometimes that Isha concept, that ego concept, that selfishness becomes a little less. That self-emphasis on the self becomes less. Then we say the person is selfless. Selfless worker for humanity, or some welfare worker, charitable person. Selfless. But self is still there. Self-ish and selfless. But self hasn't been forgotten. Because a lot of times people do selfless activity want some recognition. They want some gratification, some fame, name fame, some plaque on the wall, some article in the newspaper, some photographs. So they're selfless, but self is still there. But the gopis are self-forgetful. They lost their self. Gopis lose their self in Krishna. They become Krishna and act pastimes as if they're Krishna. So that means you lost yourself. I'm not so-and-so gopi, I'm Krishna. I'm Krishna, see how I dance, see how I walk. That's in chapter 30 of 10th canto of Babaji. Gopis become self-forgetful. They're so much absorbed in happiness and pleasure of Krishna. I forgot who I am. I think I'm Krishna. So Ananta describes this point here, that calm avatar. The love of the Brajagopis for Krishna in the erotic sweet mood is the rarest type of love, so it's called calm. Bhakti Rasri Sindhu says, even great devotees who Krishna loves very much, like Uddhava, desire a love like that of the gopis. Now the gopis' love is described, he quotes Mahanidhi chapter 4, verse 39. How the love of the gopis is without any individual selfishness, without any lust. The love of the gopis is very deep and is called Mahabhav. It is extremely pure and clear. It can never be called lust. Love and lust are compared to gold and iron. Love, prema, is like gold, and lust is the black like iron. When we want to please Krishna's senses, it's called prema. When we want to please our senses, it's called calm, lust. Lust only wants to satisfy itself, while love is very strong, has only one aim, to make Krishna happy. There is a vast difference between lust and love. The love is brilliant like the sun, and love is like darkness. There's not a drop of lust in the gopis. They have relation with Krishna only to give him happiness and joy. So Ananta asks the question, how can the sweet, beautiful, pure love of the gopis be just called calm and Krishna the calm avatar? Because Bhakti is in the first wave, chapter 2, verse 284. It's towards the end of the chapter. The Vrajya Gopi's special love for Krishna reaches the height of inexpressible sweetness and performs pastimes that resemble lust. Therefore, pundits use the term describe the prema of the gopis as if it's calm. What time is 5 Western time?
3:56.
Let's see how much more we have. I think we'll continue the rest tomorrow. We have to get ready for Harinam. So we'll continue this verse number 3 tomorrow. Jai Jai Sri Radhe.